Adam Smotherman, head strength and conditioning coach, University of Virginia Football. We're sitting here in our beautiful new 14,000 square foot football weight room. It is a beautiful space specifically designed for our student athletes and their daily training. We have an unbelievable space. As you see this weight room, it's got turf down the middle, it's got inlaid platforms right off the turf, it's got beautiful custom Williams strength racks right off those platforms. We have 20 double-sided racks. We have 40 workstations for our football student athletes. If you go down to the other end of the room, we have a huge auxiliary area. It's loaded with dumbbells, kettlebells, fat bells. It's loaded with custom adjustable benches so we can do a variety of movements with our players. We've got every band and med ball and training tool you can imagine. Each of our racks is outfitted with Perch, which is a velocity-based training system. It picks up the bar in space and tells us how fast we're moving it, also what our power outputs are. We can track that data over time to make sure that our players are getting the best individualized, customized training for their specific needs. Other technologies we utilize, we have Catapult, which is a GPS unit that goes into our players' pads and allows us to track their velocities and the demands of practices and games to make their training specific to what they need. We've got every barbell variation you can imagine because the last thing we want to do is force one specific type of training on every player because everybody's different. So there's a lot of tools in the toolbox that we can utilize to make sure we maximize each of our players' needs individually and per the requirements of his position. In this weight room, we've got our mezzanine overlooking the room, going the length of the room. It's got every cardio piece you can imagine. It's also got some tools for us to improve our speed. It's got a prehab area, which allows our players to do things specific to their lower body, specifically their knees and hips, that are going to help them be more durable and be better football players. We have strength and conditioning staff offices. We have meeting space where we can sit down individually with players, where we can sit down as a staff and plan everything that we do. So as you look through this room, everything is custom. You know where you are when you walk in here. Right here on the turf, it says Virginia Football. Right here on the platforms, it's got beautiful V-sabers. Each rack has a different word in them. Those words are our building blocks of character. We have 21 building blocks of character, and the mindset behind that, Coach Elliott's building blocks of character, is that talent may get you to the top, but character is going to be what keeps you there. So we want to make sure that we're always building our players' character, not just their bodies and their physical attributes. So each rack has a different word. At the top of the pyramid there, that 21st building block of character is competitive stamina. So you look on the other end of the room, that's the end of the room. All these racks build toward competitive stamina, which is competing to a standard regardless of a circumstance. You look in the ceiling, we have a giant illuminated V-saber. That's not just for decoration, it's very intentional. We orientated that V-saber to point like an arrow so that all the work in these racks, these 20 building blocks of character, build to that 21st competitive stamina. Also, the way this weight room is set up, we have a beautiful sliding door system that goes right out to our practice fields and also a turf training area. That was symbolic as well in the way that we pointed the V-saber because all the work in this weight room is pointing out there. We're trying to make you the best football player you can be there. From a staff standpoint, we have 5 full-time football-only strength and conditioning coaches. We have no other sport responsibilities. We are 100% available and ready to help our players with any need that they have from a performance standpoint.